Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Staver. This is Mondays with Mike, a weekly video series where we answer questions for people just like you. Here's this week's question. I recently left a job where I had been for over 10 years. Seems like recently everybody's been at their job for 10 years, doesn't it? For over 10 years. The culture deteriorated and things went badly downhill after the lockdown this year. I quit. I'm pretty sure in my interviews, I'm going to be asked why I left my previous job. Oh, that's a good question. I recently left a job where I had been for over 10 years. The culture deteriorated and things went badly downhill after the lockdown last year. So I quit. I'm pretty sure in my interviews, I'll be asked why I left my previous job. I am unclear on the difference. What is the difference? What is that? What is that question? Do you guys understand that question? It occurred to me that perhaps, oh, I'm sorry. I read the wrong question. That's what the problem is. Oh, my God. All right. So why I left my previous job. Do you think telling the truth as I described it is wise? I'm going to defer to my guys here. All right, guys. I recently left a job where I'd been for over 10 years. The culture deteriorated. I quit. I'm pretty sure in my interviews I'll be asked why I left my previous job. Do you think telling the truth as I just described it is wise?
I think this is a great time for those political answers where you can tell the truth without telling the full truth. There was no more room for growth for me. We grew apart. That sort of thing is like it didn't really align with my ideals anymore, or something like that, where it doesn't have to be placing blame or admitting fault in any way or anything like that.
Or making an accusation or blaming.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. Yeah, I think especially when you're in an interview situation, you don't want to necessarily say bad things about where you were employed because, God forbid, the job you're applying for, if you were to ever leave that, then you're going to say bad things about the company. Right. So the person interviewing you is not going to probably respond positively to that. Yeah. So I think Johnny, had the nail on the head there that, say what you need to say in a general way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. And I think if I've been there for over 10 years, then if you've been there for over 10 years, that says a lot about your loyalty, right? So if the culture deteriorated, you can have conversations like Johnny and Marty mentioned and say, hey, it just wasn't a fit. It was time to move on. I need to expand my career. I totally agree. If you talk, I always say this, if you're going to talk about them, if they're going to talk about somebody else, they're going to ultimately talk about you. And that's how any boss, I think, would evaluate it. So I do think that I would have the conversation, but I would not have it, you asked the question, as I just described it, wise. I don't think that would be wise. I think I don't want you to lie, but I want you to say, I was there 10 years. There came a time when it was time to go our separate ways, and that's exactly what I did. I opted out for a better opportunity, and I'm hoping that if you and I can work something out, this will be an opportunity just like that. You see how that's forward focused as opposed to focused in the rearview mirror. All right, I hope that was helpful. If you have a question, send it to info@mikestaver.com. We're going to work it in as soon as we can. Till next time, be courageous. Take care.